life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There is light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. And the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you.
Just gonna make a little impromptu video here about something that's just popped through. That's quite crazy. I think I've talked in previous videos about these dangling tethers. Charles Bukowski, one of my favorite poets, terms this, the gods will offer you chances, know them, take them. And this really hit a place in me because I feel like I could understand that symbology very deeply. There's these little clues that are, and in my mind's eye, whenever I talk about this, I picture these little tethers or these little like tasseled handles dropping down from the roof and kind of springing, and I gently pull on them. So creativity is very much like this to me. You get these little tassels, these tasseled tethers that pop down from the ethereal ceiling, and as you grasp at them, more drop down. So you pull on the first one or two and then 3 pop down, and it kind of starts to open up. And I realize I've had this perception of how this possibly works for years now, but I've never actually seen it working quite like it is now as I'm beginning to really explore my creative potential. So what I mean by that, recently I had a big download of 2 very distinct chunks of language that came through, and I kind of just channeled that, and I'm about to upload the first structured video. And it's a big moment for me because it's actually the first video I feel like hits the sort of ballpark of how I have always envisioned my videos to be. And then, so as I'm diligently working away and I press export on Premiere Pro, I noticed that this flood of new information just came through. How we are offered these chances, or we are offered these little tethers, these little clues that we must grasp and follow. And as we are absorbing those intuitive hits or following that intuitive calling with whatever it is for you, it can be anything. But as we illuminate each clue, more clues are offered, and it's an incredible thing to behold. I mean, it's very exciting because I didn't expect it. And the other part of it is I didn't actually feel like doing anything creative today. It's Boxing Day today, and yesterday I ate and drank everything that I shouldn't have, and I went to bed late, and so I woke up this morning feeling very out of sorts, just foggy and disconnected and a bit lethargic. So I went and did some exercise and felt a bit better after that. And then when I got home, I was a bit restless, so I thought I'd just, discipline myself, which is another key aspect to this whole creative pathway, is this disciplinary action. So I sat down and got this video done, and I was stoked. And then I had this huge influx of new, fresh information and language that felt rich, and I just had to record it. And I think this is how the process is going to unfold. I'm beginning to see how this works. beginning to see the cogs and the mechanisms behind the creative path, the artist, the visionary. And it fills my cup with purpose. And it's a bit of a trap with creativity, especially if you're making videos, because there's always this little voice in the back of your head, or maybe not so little, pushing you to make content for money. And I mean, that's the dream of so many people. I'm sure it's the dream of people who don't even make content, to be able to film something that you're passionate about and make an income from it. I mean, it's very alluring, but it's not the point at all. The point is that this is what I love doing. It's about connecting to what you love the most. And the things I love the most in this world are being underwater. I've had the most profound experiences underwater in these incredible states of presence that feels like you're going into a dimension. And this concept of presence, this dimensional space of presence, seems very fractal. You can keep going into it. So, yeah, I love being underwater and being between breaths on a breath hold and exploring how far I can go with that. And then just pure observation. And the underwater world, like the marine world, is an immense place, and I can just observe for hours the fluidity and the texture and the color and the movement. It's just so incredible to me. And then to be able to make art with that, combined with my storytelling and music, it feels like, to me, it's bringing something down from the higher dimensions into this dense 3D plane, and expressing something that is largely otherwise overlooked, or not necessarily considered in its entirety, in its potential. Something that means something to you, that improves or helps people and improves their life or their perspective, their outlook somehow. And whilst seemingly simple, I had to sort of integrate this. So, in essence, this is my calling. And as I work this creative muscle, I'm finding that that's becoming more potent each time, and I'm getting another little hit, or another little clue to follow. So, if you're witnessing that sort of unfolding in your own path, you got to follow that, and you got to trust that, because it's definitely taking you somewhere that you need to go.